You gotta understand something about my apartment. I lived in a truck, man. You know, that was my apartment. I'm from New York City, so I think in terms of apartment. I've lived in studios a long time. I mean, the last time that I lived in New York on Long Island, I was paying like $1,475 a month to split an upper flat. Like it was the two bedrooms were upstairs, and the one across was rented out to a heroin uh, person having problems with heroin. Yeah. So, and I was never there because I was on the road, man. And I came back from being on the road a few times, a few weeks. I came back and the shit was closed. The landlord never paid the mortgage. They came and they locked everything up and lost everything that I had at home. My God, man, I lost. Oh my God. Ay, 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 cases and cases of books, you know. So anyway, I've lived in a tractor trailer. So when you live on the road, if you want to survive and save as much money as possible, you got to invest in things so that you avoid going out of your truck for anything, especially to convenience stores. I used to say that, you know, uh, listen, man, when you can't park the truck, you know, get taken advantage of. At least that's the way it was, dude. When you say to me, I gotta pay for parking and I don't own this truck and I ain't getting paid for the freight, I'm getting paid by the mile. And now, for me to be legal, I gotta pay money or risk of violation. You know, that's the life of a trucker, But it depends on, you gotta make the best of it. So what I did, as much as I hated it sometimes, it's just like, you know what, man, just put on a book, read a book, or I have books on Kindle and books on audio and tape and videos. I started out with cassette tapes, and VHS tapes. I used to have a VHS little mini TV and stuff to listen to. The one that I used to look, Tom, what's his name? The question guy. I remember listening to him all a long time. I remember the roads that I was on when I was listening to these books, man. Especially the Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita. My God, the Bhagavad Gita, especially like the Western edition by Jack Hawley. Man, I own copies of it. I've given and gifted copies of it. And that book, I can hear his voice in my head right now, talking to me, even as I'm doing this, talking to me about what I'm doing while I'm doing it. It's a pretty interesting thing when all the noise stops, the things that replace it. Amazing, you know. And if you tune in and you stay tuned, listen, I'm going to start talking to you a lot now. A lot's happened in my life that, it's just a lot has happened. And now it's time to share because everything is ready to be delivered. And it's very important, the things that I'm going to share with you, that you know about them. So I've made arrangements in so many different ways to make sure that the research that I've done and the entire 58 years of my existence on this planet has been recorded. Don't ask me why. I just said, I don't know, anger, rage, fight, motherfuckers. I'm gonna show you. I remember doing it, you know? Fuck you, no matter what the situation was, no matter how bad, no matter how much it sucked. Dude, listen, ask any truck driver having to move your shit out of the truck to go into a hotel to only have to take all your shit and bring it back. I had like two refrigerators, man. and a lot of stuff. And I also had a dog, and the person who I love dearly, my wife today, said, "Man, moving trucks ain't so bad." And you know something? I see stuff on the internet blaming. There's a lot of problems. Oh my God, there's always been problems with the trucking industry. But let me tell you something. They say, "Oh, you know that driver should have never been behind that wheel." Yeah, you can walk away. You can walk away. You can say, "You know what? Fuck you. I'm out of hours. I'm going to bed." And what usually would follow would be like another driver would be there to pick up the truck in an hour. Take your shit out. Find your own way home. Am I lying? Does it sound like it? The last trip in my truck driving career was the day I did put my foot down. I did. The last day I said no more, never again. I won't do it. You know, I'm driving from Corpus Christi, Texas, up to Michigan, Port Huron, Michigan. I'll never forget this. My last load, all right, that I took in a truck. Last time I drove a truck. Not to mention that honestly, the way my neck and my back and my hips were hurting, I mean, I was hauling all kinds of dry goods and even refrigerated loads in the end. I couldn't do the cart thing anymore, man. I couldn't do it. 17 years of that, that'll fucking cripple you, right? So I was hauling pickles, a load of fucking pickles. So I woke up like fucking 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours from Corpus City. They go there, the load's ready, go get it. It's right now. It's about to clear customs. Go there because that thing has to be back up in Port Huron on Thursday. I said that doesn't give me a lot of hours. I gotta pick that up and get the fuck out of here and start heading north. Right? I get there, dude. I'm waiting on the side of the building like 8 hours. Now I'm saying, you know what? Let me just fucking go back to sleep. Because I need as much rest as possible, because I got to get in this truck and I got to go, you know? So they kept knocking on the fucking door every hour on the hour to have me get up to go check the temperature in the reefer. It's right there. But they got to wake me up to go check the temperature of an empty reefer because, of course, we're in Corpus Christi, Texas. But the reefer has plenty of fuel. There's nothing in it, so it's just ice cold air blowing in it. They woke me up like 6 or 7 times. The last time it was finally to get into the dock, and it took another 2 hours to load. So guess what? My 14-hour window was closed while I was pulling away from the dock. Now I'm calling the broker up, say, "Yo, this is what's going on. I can't. I'm I'm exhausted. I've been up all day. I tried to go to sleep. They wouldn't let me. Yo, that load has to get there." I'm like, "Listen, man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna head down for it." I shouldn't have even done that. I remember that was the pressure that was put on me. If you can't do it, we're gonna have to find somebody else who can. And they weren't talking about just, sending another driver with a truck. No, that shit was often the way it was referred to. Because if you don't do what you gotta do, we gotta do what we gotta do. That load has to get there. That's the language of my industry as a company driver. And it wasn't just a company driver. No, it was being treated like we're crap, right? Like we're in the way. Let me tell you something. That's things when you love and miss your family and you miss your life. Your life has become nothing but the road. Doing your best to stay clean and getting a shower before the stench gets so bad. So I make the most of my space. Let me tell you something, man. Like I live in a very small space, but I have my office here. So what you're doing, you know, where you're talking to me in my cab. Thank Christ it's a little bit bigger than a normal, double decker. It would take me 2 days to move out of that thing. you know. Um, so yeah, you'll see me over here. This is where I mount the rig. Lori, it's her name, Lori. Um, and then you'll see me at the other place where you'll see this in the background. So it's very small. My bed's like right there. But I'm so content in my space because everything has its place. And there may be a lot of shit in here. People come up here and say, like, oh my God, there's too much stuff in here. Don't let appearances fool you. There's a reason for all of it. Because I have this theory of surrounding yourself with reminders because they're all around us anyway. So find the reminders that really mean something to you, that remind you of your life and the beauty that you've had. I mean, I had a lot of ugliness, but let me tell you something. After I started looking at things differently, those things that I thought were ugly, they had value. I'm not going to say it, they weren't still ugly. Yeah, they're still ugly, but there was value that I never found because I never looked at it a certain way. So, anyway, welcome to my cab. We're going to have a lot of discussions and a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to it. Get your ATS games ready. Sometimes I'll be here in the rig if we're taking some special trip or convoys, but I also have it set up to play with the gamepad when I just want to get on the road and do a little driving and maybe have a conversation with you because I'll tell you something, the reason that this has started is because I found someone else out there who kind of did the same thing that I did. And he had the balls to put things out there. And I've been doing that for many years, but this is one that's extremely special to my heart, which is why you see all the effort that I put into building Laurie, and making it a place that when I sit down to it, I kid you not, man, I'm in a truck. All crap that I have on that thing, I have a truck. I even have the fuzzy dice that come down from the ceiling, man, and my actual CB mic, so that, because the road, and the reason I did it is because the road has given me something so incredibly amazing. And I'm going to share that with you in the next video. Take good care. I'm man out.